what's eating to the water. Your eyes look so serene.
Oh my God.
It's wonderful how the surface ripples. You're looking and I cannot breathe. Woo. Forever longing to make you mine. Down, down, down. But I can't escape your stare. Woo.
Steve has no idea, do you? No.
Yeah, it's Underwater Love, man.
The what?
Oh.
Underwater Love.
That's it. Fuck it. I'm introducing the
Next.
show.
Next.
Next.
Thank you. Next.
Do I name the fucking episode or you get all bitchy
Oh, mate,
about
I've
it?
stopped giving a flying fuck.
Oh, it's episode number whatever it is. This is Invert the Y, the only podcast sponsored by their mother and the only podcast sponsored by either waffles or fairy bread. We can't make our
Actually,
mind up
today
now.
we've gone a bit special.
What have we got?
We've got a roast.
Ooh, we've got a roast. Mum's making us a roast upstairs right now as we speak.
Channel 9 rang. They said you can't call it the Sunday roast, I'm afraid. But
Copyright issue.
And I'll tell you what, this is a very first.
otherwise,
for
they
this
send your
podcast.
neighbour Mark Geyer down to...
Ooh, he's getting bitchy. This is the first.
He'll treat you like his missus if you're not careful.
Ooh, he's getting fucking bitchy.
We can throw at him.
He's getting bitchy.
He's getting bit. I'm liking
You
it.
know why? Because this is the first time ever we've got a four-way. We've got all four mics on because I'm joined
That's actually
by...
not true.
Yeah, because
No, it's actually not true.
What?
No, you
No, we had Phil, we had Peter.
Yeah,
Oh, we did too,
the
yeah.
only episode of the damn thing I ever watched was 4 people.
The one that we, Peter couldn't figure out how to fucking do his volume.
A fucking audio mic guy.
Trying to squeeze 5 hours of podcast into my busy day was tricky. So
We did cut it down to about half an hour. That's how good the content was. This is Invert the Y, podcast number whatever it is, joined by Jason Relaxation, and we've got two special guests. We've got Lucky Lisa. I got a story about that.
Ooh.
All right.
All right.
And I'm trying to think of what I can call Steve.
Oh.
Let's call him Succulent Steve. Just like that spit roast that's on upstairs.
That's lovely.
Succulent
We're calling him
Steve.
Succulent.
Spit roast. Spit roast Steve.
Now I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think I prefer spit roast
Excellent.
Steve.
Yeah.
All right, spit roast Steve
Yep.
it is.
Yep, I'm loving that connotation. Very nice.
Because I used to work with this.
why don't we just go with Eiffel Tower while we're at it?
Well, spit roast. There's no need.
I know Eiffel Tower's better than a spit roast.
Do you want to be known as Eiffel Tower?
I don't want to be known as Eiffel Tower Steve's wife. I'll be honest.
Eiffel Tower's just when you give them the big one over the back of the... hang on.
Oh, the phone! That's the maid lady! The maid lady won't stop. She's now contacting Spit Roast Steve.
Who was that?
That was Baron.
No, that wasn't. That was the maid lady. I showed Lucky Lisa the maid lady, didn't I? That was part of the initiation.
Initiation.
Right, okay.
Oh,
And you know what she said? She's very fake.
oh, no shit.
I know she's fake, but I don't give a shit. I'm in it for the candy.
He's in it for the candy. I don't know how you've got time for that. You need to be swiping right or left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like,
That did I tell you the fucking story?
I don't know. You've told me many.
I got a couple of stories today for you, but one, right? We do have. By the way, folks, don't worry. We do have a topic of the show, and it's a good one.
Like last time, we won't cover it.
No,
but that's okay.
we will, and I do have a Ram story that's going to make Lucky Lisa.
Has the show started, has it?
Yeah, it has.
Oh, right.
It started fucking 3 hours ago.
Oh, right.
We just he'll edit it. He's very good at it, but he rolls his eyes, and then I get a text message at night going, "Fuck, it was hard work, but I managed to do it." And I go, "Well, I didn't ask you to do this bullshit podcast, so I don't want to do it anyway." But don't fucking complain to me about your bullshit fucking.
Yet you
editing.
show up every time.
Yeah, he shows up every
You
time.
know why I do it? You know why I
This
do
is
it?
the third
truly a-
time. Third
truly a
time this
martyr
week the
to the
fucker's
cause.
shown
I
up.
have, and but you know why I do it? I do it for the love of the fans that I've got.
How
Or
many?
3.
2 people. Oh, the aliens have come back! The lights went off again!
Intergalactic aliens.
Interdimensional aliens have been spotted in this region. They're coming.
There's not enough electricity in this room to support all the infrastructure.
Infowars.com. We've got
I
some.
did mention Stan Romanek before, and maybe
Yeah,
they're
well,
upset that,
Words out.
The word's out.
What's the word? Tell us again.
Well, it's he gets visits from visitors,
He
so
does.
to speak.
Does
He gets
Oh.
visit from visitors.
You know,
Yeah.
the
Interdimensional aliens.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hauntingly convincing.
Really?
well, when you see the,
Hauntingly, I can't wait to watch this.
You really need
This
to
is
watch
my
it.
this is my Sunday
what-
afternoon.
what's
You
sorted.
need to watch it.
What's it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, and
Yeah.
it's just
it's aliens
Staggering.
that have the technology to travel across the universe
Yep.
to visit Stan.
Interdimensional aliens.
So, but they don't pop in. They just stick their head above the windowsill and have a little peek in, and
It's
then
like- it's kind
run
of
off
like-
again when he.
yeah.
they don't talk to him.
no, they don't talk to him. They,
No.
it's like literally.
But
you
then,
know,
having
'cause
listened to Stan, I'm not sure.
it's kind of like when you're playing the elevator, the game where you sort of do this behind a wall to make
No,
it
I
look,
don't. I've never played that game. I've played other games.
I play a lot of games.
I played a lot of
You
games.
play a lot of games. No, but you're sort of ducking down beneath a wall.
Yeah. So you're,
Oh,
you're
the
pretending to be
fake
going
stairs.
downstairs.
Fake stairs.
Yeah,
This is what the
okay.
aliens.
The aliens are doing the fake stairs,
They are.
fake stair
Oh.
game.
Yeah,
Fuck
and there's
me.
also the
Convincing.
peering around the doorway like this, and then just disappearing.
Yeah,
I'm a
They've
sucker.
travelled a long way to do that.
I'm a sucker for conspiracy theories.
You need
know
to watch
that.
this. You need to watch it.
We should
It's
go
on-
upstairs. We should watch it together.
It's on Netflix,
with
is it?
popcorn.
It is on Netflix, and the phone calls from the children, the alien children.
Phone calls.
Phone calls from
Oh,
the
yeah,
alien
yeah.
children.
Well, they're interdimensional children that have been
with
no,
iPhones,
it's
we
not
be
that,
giving
no,
them.
it's
interdimensional aliens with very poor reception.
yes.
Well, they're not on 4G yet. They're on 3G still. They're no.
I don't know, but yeah, you need to watch it.
Yeah?
It's just
Well,
outstanding.
okay, so while we're talking about that stuff, because you and I compare notes so often.
Yes.
What's a big recommendation you've got on Netflix in regards to either unsolved murder mysteries / conspiracy theories? Because I
I've run
compare
out.
notes with Lucky Lisa so many fucking times when it comes to like I was texting her one day going, I'm watching this thing called The Keepers. And Lucky Lisa's like, oh, I'm all over it. I watched it 2 weeks ago. Fucking, it's bullshit. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And then we watched The Staircase. That was the other one.
The staircase was interesting.
He did it.
He did it.
I think he
We
did
know
too.
he did it.
I
We know
think
he did it.
too.
Yeah.
There's a very good reason he served time.
No, look, I've fallen down enough staircases to know that you're not always pushed.
Yeah, but you.
But
What did you hear the
maybe
wacky?
it was the intergalactic
Did you-
interdimensional aliens.
Have you heard the wacky theory on that?
Which is.
Intergalactic
No,
aliens.
no, no, no,
Is it
no, no,
intergalactic?
no. I did some more because I got a bit obsessed by it, as I
No,
always do.
no,
I know
yeah.
you can't believe it,
I wouldn't believe it. No.
but you get up in that mic because
Yeah.
because you're gonna be
in my
like
business.
you're gonna be
Yeah.
like Pottery Pete, and everyone's like, oh, he's the audio guy. Well, fuck, can't hear him. You know what I mean?
It's all up in my business. now.
If you get up
There
with
we
that
go.
in your business.
Yep.
No, the wacky theory with that is that an owl attacked the woman,
An owl.
and she fell down the stairs. That is no bullshit. You can Google that.
I could see that happening.
They reckon,
but I would
because
have
there's
gone and was a bat.
You know why? No bullshit. There was another case of it in that area where an owl was roosted in the like rafters of a roof or something like this, and a woman went up the stairs. This separate house, separate woman, all this sort of stuff, and an owl attacked her and scratched at her face, and she lost balance and fell down the stairs. And so the guy that was
Cock of a bird.
and so the guy that was
I don't
accused
think
of
I've
the
ever
murder.
heard a more convincing argument.
No,
for
no, no,
anything.
no, no.
He's got a bloodlust.
No, this is no bullshit. The guy that was accused of the murder in that documentary,
Yeah.
he found out about it, and that was now becoming or has become his defense case that he believes that there was a presence or an owl in the
Oh, how
rafters.
convenient.
He had
Well,
one too.
No bullshit.
That
'cause
happened
then,
to my wife too.
No, 'cause then there were-
It also happened to the woman in Germany.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, because
There were owls everywhere.
he was
God.
he's clinging to that, and he's got some forensic scientists coming in looking for evidence of the bird being in the roof, and of course they can't find it. Right? Surprise, surprise.
It's only been
Because it-
15 years.
Doesn't exist.
I'm with you. I think it's
Yeah.
very suspicious. But what I'm saying is he actually
It
went
does
back
seem a
to
long
that.
shot.
Yeah, but he went back. He went back and said, "Well, I found out about this other case where a woman was attacked, or a bird was in the roof, and the bird swooped and attacked her, and she fell down the stairs. Well, I think maybe that happened to my wife. There she goes again. That's the maid lady. You'll hear that randomly. She hasn't given up hope, Jason Relaxation, that she will be my friend on Instagram, but she's not having it. Oh no! The interdimensional aliens are happening again.
Fuck me.
Fucking hell.
Good lord.
No, I'm a big sucker. The other one we talked about Have you seen Going Clear, the Scientology one?
Yes.
I fucking love that shit.
I watched it about a year ago, and then I rewatched it the other day. And those guys are fucked. I mean, really. But Tom Cruise.
What do you think the story is with him? And John Travolta? I think it's very weird that.
I don't know whether
They're a couple.
No, I think, well...
There's an attractive couple.
Well,
I reckon John Travolta would wear the pants in that family.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is definitely a bottom.
Yeah.
But
We're so getting fucked over by Scientology.
I don't give a
sorry,
fuck.
Scientology.
Bite the pillow.
Let them come for me.
We're SPs.
I'm SP. I've been an SP. You know why? Because I was a Theta fucking 8. I was a black belt in that shit. And then one day they said, you're an SP.
Yeah.
That's what
Have you ever met an SP, though? Have you?
Yeah, every
I
day.
used to bed with one all the time.
No, what do you think? Because I think there's a bit more to that story with him, because they reckon that John Travolta's a bit on the other side of the team, but he won't come out and admit it because they want to protect him.
Didn't he have the hotsies for Olivia Newton-John though?
Yeah, he did, but they think he's bi.
Yeah, well,
I
fair
think
what I'm
that was
saying.
just a movie. wasn't it?
again, going back to a previous conversation.
He's Sandy. Can we start the show off with that fucking song? Summer loving happens so fast.
Oh, God.
I hate Grease.
Mate, that's another song I was tortured with
gives
by
me the
mum.
heebie-jeebies. When I was about 11, I had a knee operation, and there was a 14-year-old in the kids section. He was a little bit simple, and he had a thing for Fonzie and Grease. So in a 3-day period, I was forced to watch Grease 11 times.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And Christ knows how many episodes of Happy Days. So yeah, if I hear a song, any song from Grease now, pretty much sets me off.
That's not going to be good for the audio.
I'll fix it.
Jukebox.
It's a jukebox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but do you reckon?
Contextual.
But I don't think Fonzie was that cool because he was hanging out with nerds.
No, he's a
was
fucking
50.
loser.
He was 50 and hanging out with nerds, so that doesn't make it
He's
cool.
a pedophile.
You fucking said it, man. You're going to have to edit that out too.
Well, okay. So if that was happening now in today's contemporary society, do you really think it'd be accepted?
Well, how old
Miranda
is it?
Devine would say it's fine.
He's so good on a podcast. He's so good. I knew he'd be awesome coming. I know he doesn't want to do it, but I reckon he's going to be
He
fucking
said he
in
doesn't
it.
want to do it.
I can tell by the eyes.
No, I hate being the centre of attention.
He fucking
hates
hates
it. Hates it, definitely.
No, I love the conspiracy theories, and I love. We want to do Jason Relaxation and we want to do a topic on Scientology one day
Yeah.
because that's
I
a.
would really like to build up my own e-meter and just see what happens.
Do you remember when you and I wanted to do a cult?
I still want to do it.
Yeah, because
Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't make enough
We
money.
can turn this into a cult.
yeah,
Yeah.
because remember Wild Wild Country on Netflix? That
Loved
was
that.
because remember he goes, they're going to pay for their crimes.
But she's... No,
What
that
was his
all
name?
her. I don't believe
was
that
her.
he was
Yeah.
anywhere near...
He was just off with the
What
fairies.
was her
Yeah, I
name?
think so. Sheila.
Sheila.
Yeah.
Sheila.
And the bag one, Rajneesh.
I'm pretty sure we can find a Sheila in Western Sydney.
Yeah, and he's your first.
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Yeah, and he's your first one, right? He's your first fucking Super Mario beep that you're going to have to put in. I'm going to give it to you right now because they recruit people like this. Like, you know when they used to get the bus and recruit the homeless?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Brilliant
The
idea.
what are they? The
Rajesh.
Rajneesh.
That's it.
Well, in Western Sydney, you know what they do? They get the bus and they go, come here, you. There's your first fucking Super Mario.
You got a ciggy,
That's another one.
Hang on. It's changed now. It's Duzzer.
you got a dozer, you
I'm out of it.
got a dozer.
I'm living in the past because
Smashing a Duzzer.
I'm smashing a dozer.
Steve's got a story. I know he does. He's got a fucking story.
I'm gonna smash a dozer with you.
Smashing a Duzzer outside Woolies.
Oh, you always take me lighter, you
Fucking scab.
fucking scam.
That was what they used to say in the 80s. Can I scab a
Durry.
durry off you?
Yep.
I scab a durry. But I don't hear that word much anymore, durries. I
Well, I
don't
always
hear it.
liked it when they said, I'll give you 50 cents for a cigarette. It's like, well, that's not going to cover my costs, is it?
Well, that doesn't happen anymore. They don't offer anything. They just want to...
$2. Give me $2.
No, they used to offer it thinking, well, no one will
No
demand
one
it.
would possibly.
Well, I thought that was just a haggling starting point, really. Let's see how badly you
Keep
want
going up.
this.
You could just go buy a fucking pack of ciggies for that.
That's right.
Mate, you know what? I fucked up one of these blokes that came up to me one day. This is no bullshit, right? This bloke came up to me because my place ain't great. You've seen it. You came over, right?
I like
But
your house.
the house is great.
Yeah.
But
It's just the
the
surrounding area.
It's just where it's plonked.
Yeah, where the neighbouring street is,
Yeah.
right? It's a bit worse because they put a methadone clinic near there.
But it's easy to find your house because there's always a sofa on fire.
Yeah, there's always a sofa. Yeah, that's a no bull. There she goes again. No, that's no bullshit. There's always a sofa at the front that you can light up. It's true.
Well, there's a red light in the window at night time.
You know, remember the smoke signals that the Indians used to do in North America when they used to do,
Yes.
we do that with couches. We light them up. And then we get a blanket and someone will be at the front going, you got a blanket? Yeah, got a blanket. Like, you'd be lighting it up.
He's going to see another episode.
Oh, mate.
Fucking
bullshit.
painful to edit this
bloke,
shit.
This
It's
bloke,
going to be the worst one day ever.
this bloke
me.
came up to me one day, no bullshit, and I thought, oh, fuck this guy up, right? And he says to me, he got the time? I go, mate, I don't have the fucking time. Go, do I look like I've got a watch on me? He goes, oh, no. He goes, you got to smoke? I go, no, mate, why would I do that? I got cancer.
Oh.
And this guy goes, what the fuck? I go, why would you do that? And you should give it up too, you fucking idiot. And the guy didn't know what to fucking say. The guy didn't know what to say. He goes, what from? I go, mate, I used to smoke 3 packs a day.
Oh.
And this guy was like, what the fuck? Oh, I freaked him out. He goes, okay, you want to fucking question your fucking habits, mate. You know what I mean? But that's another fucking story. Let's start it off with today's ram.
I reckon that's a segue into a ram, kind of.
So let's go back into the deep, dark recesses of the ever-decaying brain that I have. I've got a cracking story, and I saved it up for you. And it's
good. I'm very excited.
I reckon today could be a couple of rams.
Well, there is, but this is a confessional.
Confessional. We need confessional music.
I need to take a sip of coffee.
No, that's SVU.
Yeah. Some Catholic music.
There's usually someone confesses at some point.
No, it's more. What?
Oh my god, have you seen the Kermit SVU? I'll show you later.
What?
No.
It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
No, confessional music to me will be that elevator music. The
one from Blues Brothers.
Yeah. That was on the other day. That's such a great movie. What a movie that is, man.
My kids love that movie.
Oh, so good.
Orange Whip.
Orange Whip. 3 orange whips.
So we have to do it.
Go on.
We have to roll it monkeys. You remember? This is what we got to do.
I don't even know how to do it with you now because you change it up every time.
I change it up. I got to change it up.
I don't know what's going on.
Rolling at monkeys.
You got to because we got audio monkeys and they play my jingle for my segment. Did you know this?
I did not.
Oh, we're high budget now. You can't see the monkeys, but they're here.
Okay.
They're hiding behind the drum kit.
Great.
Great.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Roll it, monkeys. Look at Steve, he's like, get me the fuck out of here.
He just wants a beer and a roast.
Well, he'll get it soon because
Yeah.
We'll get it soon. How long have we been recording this bullshit for?
20 minutes.
Have we?
Yeah.
All right, we'll end it up.
And
not
so
too
far,
bad.
we've got a minute and a half of usable material. It's
Yeah. Oh, that's how we
Oh, no,
roll.
we just keep it like
That's
that.
what we keep it like that. We go back to 1985, Lucky Lisa. This one's for you,
Ooh, okay.
right? And you'll look at me with a very different look after I tell you this because this is a confessional. It's not good.
It's like, okay, no, I've got something in my head, but go on.
Have you got one? Have you got a one?
No. I'm just no. Go
Oh,
on.
I'm a bit scared to tell this one.
Go on.
1985, there was a girl that I'd met, and she lived down the end of the street, right? He's fucking looking at me, he knows already, he fucking knows. This is the Bordello. I've saved it for you. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
So there was this chick that used to live down the end of the street. We used to live on a cul-de-sac, right? I don't know if you can remember that, but our place used to end in the cul-de-sac just further down. Yeah, it did, yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it did. And a couple of doors down, there was she was probably a year, maybe 2 years older than me, because she was a year above me. So in 1985, she was in year 6 and I was in year 5.
Wait a second. Was this is it? Mum and Dad's current location or the
Current
old
location,
Okay.
the new house.
Yep. So
not the old
It's a
house.
fair hike to get down to the cul-de-sac, though.
The
road got extended.
yeah,
did
it got extended because in the because in the 80s, in 1985,
because now it's a K or so.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the cul-de-sac ended further up,
Okay.
and then they extended it many years later.
Okay, all
I
right.
think probably in the late 90s they did
Yeah,
that.
okay.
So back then, the cul-de-sac was closer up. So anyway, this chick went to my school, and we used to get to talking because you had to walk there, because the bus said, go fuck you kids, you had to walk down the hill.
Yeah.
That was 1.5 kilometres. It didn't drop you off at the door now. Kids have got it way too easy. That's why they're fucking snowflakes, and don't fucking start me about the world as it is today, because I'll just rant, and I won't fucking stop. But this is what I do. This is it. This is what I do. This is my life now.
See, Jason was wondering what you do with your week, and now we know.
I purge it. This is like, when I come here, it's like doing a shit. I fucking let it all out. I let it all out and I feel good.
enough, Steve was talking about needing a poo before.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Just...
Maybe we should end the podcast with that instead of, I need to do a piss. I got to do it.
I'm going to take a shit. Yeah.
Well, anyway, going back to this one.
Yes.
This will be a pretty quick one, like my life.
I was going to say, like, your sexual experiences.
Well, this is actually this. This is actually.
Is it made up as well?
This is no. This is not made up.
Okay.
The rest of it is, though.
The rest of it is. There, let him go. He fucking laughs at my expense, this prick. This,
the best part of my week.
he fucking laughs at me all week. But what he doesn't realise is that I'm the talent of this fucking show, and I'm going to take my talent and I'm going to go solo.
Can you please say grinds? That really grinds my gears at least once in this podcast.
Really grinds my fucking gears. I'm going to keep saying it now.
It's all right, Daniel. The rest of us are laughing with you.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't give a fuck anymore. What? Who
Hang
cares?
on, cul-de-sac. Continue.
Cul-de-sac. Well, she lived near there, right? And somehow, because we got to talking, our parents ended up getting to talking too. So they used to come with. They had barbecues. She used to come over. Anyway, so she was a year above me, and because I was a year younger, maybe she was 2 years older than me. Anyway, she said to me one day, "Do you want to come over?" And I went, "Cool." She goes, "Oh, my dad," because she knew we had the Atari 2600. She said, "Do you want to come over?" My dad's got a Commodore 64.
Sweet.
And I won't go into that today because that'll bore Lucky Lisa
Yes,
Yeah.
it will.
and spit roast fucking Steve. Right? But I'll just say
I can't wait to put that on the website.
I'll just say, right?
Hashtag spit roast.
Oh wow.
Well, you know why?
You're gonna be trending.
You know why I call Lucky Lisa? Because when I used to work at the place I used to work with, the retro skater, there was a Lisa that worked there, and the retro skater used to call her "Hey Lucky" for Lucky Lisa. But you know why he called her Lucky Lisa or Lucky? That's because she used to win at the pokies every week. Right? He goes, "I don't know what she's got," because she was Chinese. He goes, "She's got the fucking luck of the Chinese. She goes to play the pokies and she walks away with about $100 no matter what she does. I call her Lucky." So he used to walk into the office and goes, "Hey Luck, you got that report for me?" That's another fucking story. But anyway, this chick...
Cul-de-sac.
No, this is what I do.
This is what happens.
This is why we're a success, and we've got fucking T-shirts
I
and
can
everything
see that,
now.
yeah.
So anyway, the cul-de-sac, she said, "Do you want to come over and play the Commodore 64? No worries." And we were like little friends. You know when you're a kid and you got little friends? Mm-hmm. That's what she was. She was like my little friend.
Yeah,
but
it's
then,
when you have old friends that you got problems.
that's
mate.
right, but here's where it got a little
There was
bit...
one of those too.
This is where it got a little bit weird. So she had an older sister, quite a bit older than us. I'd say, and I'm going to tell you a story about her off air that's going to blow your mind.
Yeah, I think I know who this is.
You know who? I cannot tell you this on air, but it will blow your fucking mind.
You probably could, because it's
No
public record.
No, I won't. But she had an older sister. No, you will not believe what I've got to tell you.
All right.
Right. So she had an older sister.
Is
Yeah.
it horizontal?
No. No.
Stark.
No, spit roast. Spit roast. I'm telling you now to blow your fucking mind when I tell you. Right? I can't tell you because it's not even funny.
No, it's not. It's actually,
He knows what it is.
It's actually the opposite of funny.
He actually knows what it is. No, it's fucked up. right? Anyway, the older sister was cool though because she was into music, and this is what the topic of the show is. She was in.
it?
Yes, it will fucking be. Let me get into it.
There may be some passing reference to it at some point.
She was into music, and she was getting me into different types of music and all that sort of stuff. So I'd hang out with her too. She was cool. But then she started to be a bit weird because she was saying to me when her younger sister wasn't around, she'd go, "Are you my sister's boyfriend?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Because I'm only fucking 10. I didn't know what that meant. I still don't know what it means that I'm 40 fucking 4. And she'd say to me, "Well, yeah,
Has he ever done it with a lady?
me?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
She was no lady.
she was no lady." That really grinds my gears.
I thought so.
Yeah,
Once, twice, 2 times, 3 times a lady.
fucking
I
fuck.
think he'd settle for once, to be honest. At the
Well, I know a bloke that was a one stroke, and I fucking.
I've done that. That's
That's what I'm getting
one of
to.
my proudest moments too.
I'm getting to it. I fucking don't forget. People think I do, but I don't forget. Spit roast. You want to throw fucking roasts at me? I fucking know the roasts. This is a roast. No, I won't do it. I love you too much, mate. You're.
No, it's one of his proudest moments
Is
of all
it?
time.
oh
Not with
yeah,
me.
no,
Are you proud of it?
absolutely.
Well,
Bitch has been dicking me around for 12 hours, one shove, and yeah, get that in you.
Yes.
You can fuck off home now. Yeah.
Well, that's better than because I can tell you now. I can tell you now. I have done the Forrest Gump bathroom. I have done the Forrest Gump. This is a confessional.
This has got nothing to do with the fucking story.
This is confessional. I have done the Forrest Gump. Oh, your roommate's bathrobe. I've done that. That's no bullshit.
That was just yesterday.
That was yesterday.
At the dentist's office.
Yeah. Cause she leaned over and she said, I'm gonna put this in your mouth, and I went, oh. That fucking happened. But anyway, but my little friend, I'll be honest with you, I was very innocent. That's no bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, the older sister was I'll tell you offline, and it makes a lot of sense. But she was a little bit weird, and she's like, "Well, what are you doing with my sister?" And it wasn't like, "What are your intentions when you're older?" It was like, "Are you doing this with her?" And I'm like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about, right?" It was a bit weird, and so anyway, I let it slide.
You mean your mum didn't leave the pamphlets on your bed like mine did?
No, that came later. That's the best fucking story.
Not when you're 10.
Not when you're 10. No,
Oh,
no.
I can't remember. I was old enough to read. I
No,
remember.
the book.
I was old enough
what
to
was the
read.
book? Where
Somewhere
did I
between-
come from? Well, I got that book.
I got the video and the book.
Oh,
we
fuck.
didn't even get that. We had to go to the fucking library for that. And then the librarian would be up us for...
What are you reading?
This is a cracking fucking podcast already. But anyway,
What's the
getting
point
back.
of having the damn book in the library if he's not going to let you read it?
Well, I had that book too, but the pages were stuck together.
Yeah. So greasy.
And that's another ram I've got. That's another. I'll tell you the story. I tossed.
Finish your cul-de-sac.
I
I'm dying. I am dying.
I tossed it up whether or not I should go with this one or another one, which you would think was fucking hilarious. But I'll do this one, right? So the cul-de-sac.
Might as well give up
We'll call
now.
her the cul-de-sac chick.
Yeah.
All right. So I was hanging out with her, but the older sister had a bit of funny ideas about it. And she said, "Well, what are you doing with my sister?" I go, "I don't know what you're doing." Well, anyway, I let that slide. And a couple of weeks later, the cul-de-sac chick, her cousin, who's a little bit older than the cul-de-sac chick, but younger than the older sister, was there to visit. And she said the same thing. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Well, anyway, the cousin says, "Well, let's go bike riding and we'll go into the bush." I'm not making this up. And so I did, innocent as, and she goes, "All right, show it to us." And I said, "What? I'm not making this up." I go, "What?" She goes, "Well, she'll show," and she points to the cul-de-sac chick. She goes, "Well, she'll show you hers if you show you yours."
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And
Quid-
so...
quid pro quo.
Yeah, but this is where it gets fucking this is where it goes really out of control, right? Because I did it, and then she laughed, which hasn't fucking changed
Turned out
at the age of 44.
Even Google image recognition thought it was a...
Yeah, Bixby said I had a cyst.
turned out that they both had the same thing. Or
No. What happened was I told him the story the other night. I pointed Bixby Vision at it, and Bixby Vision said it's a cyst.
And there you go, ladies.
He didn't add that to his fucking profile.
I didn't add it to it. That was on my Tinder profile. You got to get it up in the microphone so the people can hear.
She's too busy laughing.
Oh my
I told you
God.
this is a fucking I saved it for you. I saved my embarrassment for you. This is
you.
how much I love you. I don't care about the 2 people that are listening and they're going to go, he's a fuckwit, and I'm going to get fucking phone
Love.
calls.
No, I'm feeling the love.
Yeah, I do it for you. I love you so much.
Is that the end of the story?
No, because now it gets just really...
move it along.
No, well, I can't. So this went
I
on...
want to do a quick podcast today, Jason.
He's the one that says to me, comes in, I want to do it, get it over and done with,
Yeah,
and go
I
home.
want to get it done. I want it done. I'm tired.
Well, I am.
And now look at him.
Now, but I'm highly caffeinated now. I've got a fucking pot of bloody coffee and I can't stop. So anyway, this went on for a couple of times, you know. So the cousin would be like, well, she'll show you. And I like what I saw. I didn't know what it was, but I liked it.
Okay, fair enough.
So I was quite happy to show whatever I had and she would laugh at it, and as long as I had a look at what she had. But I didn't know what it was. But now it got really out of control because it went around the schoolyard. Now, here we go. Get ready for this one. She was a bit of an entrepreneur, the cul-de-sac chick,
Oh.
right? And the boys started liking me because I was in good with her, and she was a bit of a princess. She was quite pretty, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone's like, oh, she your girlfriend? I'm like, yeah, of course she is, but that was bullshit, right? And so anyway, they're like, oh, can we hang out with you to hang out with her? All this sort of weird shit was going on. Now, this is where it became a bit of a bordello, because what happened was the cousin whispered in her ear and said, you know what?
You can make some money out of this.
We can make some money out of it. So what she used to do, she used to charge the girl, because the girls wanted to have a look, so she'd get a line of girls and she'd say, give me...
Girls want to have a look.
Yeah, because there was no one knew what was going on. It was the 80s. There wasn't, the book didn't exist yet.
Yeah, there was no such thing as mirrors in the 80s.
There was no such thing as mirrors.
They
right.
were too coated
So
in
what
cocaine.
what used to happen was,
With you now,
get
right.
get ready for this, right? She says, the cul-de-sac chick says, you know what? I'll charge the girls $5 and I'll give you $2, boys, if you're in on it. And $2 went a long way back in 1985.
Yes, a red frog was like 2 cents.
You'd buy $2 worth of mixed lollies. Holy fuck, it'd feed a fucking family these days. I'm telling you now, right? So we were all in on it. Now, by this stage, I became a pimp because I wasn't part of it now. So I went around and told the boys, do you want to make $2? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they're like, all right, well, all you got to do is just drop your dax. And guess what? She will show hers because she didn't give a fuck. That was the deal. She would show hers. If you drop your dax, you get $2 and she'd pocket $3. That's how this went. And you know what?
Already established she's not terribly fussy, Daniel. So
No, I'm not. Well, I was trying to hit her up for her friend and you're telling me not to do it. The other one.
What are you on about? It was my idea.
Yeah, it was your idea. It was his idea. The spit roaster's trying to set me up with
I'll
something.
phone you out to anyone.
No, don't say on the phone. Don't say.
Oh, I'm not going.
Don't go there. But he's in.
I heard it.
Yeah, he did it yesterday. It was ridiculous. We said it was tree frogs. Because it came over the audio. We're like, oh, that's just tree frogs.
You stepped on a duck.
So you know what? So what happened was, she was making heaps of money, right? She was pocketing $3, and there was a line of girls that were interested, and the boys were like, "Yeah, I want $2." So this went on, and I told the story of when Jockstrap found out about it. We used to have a principal; we called him Jockstrap because his name was Mr. Something, but it kind of rhymed with Jockstrap.
Yeah.
Well, he found out about the Bordello because this went on because it used to be behind the Mountable. Right, there'd be a line
Again,
of girls.
going back to the supervision in the 80s
None.
conversation.
No one gave a fuck, mate.
You've got a whole bunch of people showing their privates, and there's not a single teacher in.
It would make the front pages of the news now that this school was out of control because there was a line of girls and a line of boys.
Precocious.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, more along the lines of this would be something going on that's quite unusual at home, I would imagine.
Because I don't know how the teachers didn't work it out, because every recess and lunch there'd be a line of girls and a line of boys hanging
Showing
out.
their privates.
Showing their, well, not even that, but you just, a line of girls and boys hanging out with each other, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? Because most of the time...
Especially at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone was in on it because everyone was pocketing some cash. And the cul-de-sac chick that ran the Bordello, she was a fucking entrepreneur. She was buying heaps of lollies.
Wonder what
And
she's
if you
doing.
had no
I wonder what
money-
she's doing now. That's
Well, I'll tell you what the sister's doing, but offline.
yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah,
what
you
the
know who
sister's
this...
doing.
Oh, fuck, it'll blow your mind.
It's just teasing. Yes, anyway.
But this went on for ages, and finally Jockstrap found out about it, and he said, what's going on here? Because I think you might have seen a couple of boys with their pants down, with a few girls looking at it. And it was like, but what I got involved in, because she says to me, the cul-de-sac chick, she goes, well, look, why don't you try and round up a couple of guys that might be interested? Just tell them they'll make an easy $2. So that's a big bag of mixed lollies, right?
Or some marbles.
Yeah, and so or marbles was the other one, right? And so everyone would walk around at recess going, all right, do you want to make $2? And they'd be like, yeah, no worries. What do I got to do? I just go behind the demountable. That's how it fucking went for ages. Ages.
So what happened when he found out?
Well, Jockstrap was not happy at all. And Jockstrap wanted to know. He goes, well, who's instigating it? But we wanted to protect the queen bee that was fucking behind it because everyone loved her. I don't know why. Because by modern standards, you'd fucking throw her under the bus. You go, you want your equality? There it is. But back in the 80s, it was like, no, we'll protect the queen bee. So we took the rap. But no one got the cane. Right, no one got a letter from the... Because I actually think Jockstrap was like, I don't want this to leave the fucking school ground. You know what I mean?
It's probably not
Jockstrap
looking great for him.
No.
Yeah, Jockstrap would be ending up in a bit of shit.
So Jockstrap said to us all, I'm going to... Mate...
As disciplined, as hardcore as Jockstrap was,
he was
fucking horrifically bad at his job. Because not only can cannonballs go through teachers' cars, you've got a whole bunch of...
Did you hear that podcast?
I think maybe...
Where a teacher, a cannonball went through a fucking side of a teacher's car.
You've got that going on. You've got a kid who fucking absolutely mangles his knee and nobody gave a shit.
This kid,
and then on top of that, you've got this just bizarre series of events going on.
It was insane. I'm telling you now, I don't know how... See, we didn't...
What were they doing?
It was a terrible school. And Mum used to say years later, I don't know why I sent you to that school. I should have sent you somewhere else.
And then she said it about our high school
Mum
as well.
didn't know about...
our high school wins the trophy, I guarantee.
Mum didn't know about the Bordello. That she does now.
She does now.
She does now.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. That happened back in 1985. Yeah. But there was a lot... I'm not joking. There was a line of kids...
Unless she only says she listens to the podcast.
No, she doesn't, because I've got another cracking story about her. She bails me up the other day. And she said, you ready for this one?
Mini Ram? Roll it? Kingswood Country?
I don't know if I want to do it, man, because I want to save my material.
All right.
But she came up to me the other day, because I had a coffee with her, and she goes, have you told that story about the time I did that? And I go, not yet, Mum, but it's coming. It's coming.
There's a few things.
It involves a vacuum.
A vacuum on. You might as well just say it now.
Come on.
All right.
This one's for Pedro.
This one's for fucking Pedro. This is a very short one. We have to do it again.
Roll it.
Roll it, monkeys.
It's a very short story.
Very, very short.
It should only.
I'm telling you now.
It should only be three sentences.
This will take 5 minutes.
All right.
And even then, I'm extending it. One day, I'm going to say it was 1992.
It's pretty late on.
Because Pedro and I were driving at this point. Pedro had this red Corolla. And we'd gone out the previous night and we'd had a few drinks. And we both held in his car. Because on the side of his car, we called it the McCain Super Fries incident. Because what had happened was, this is no bullshit, we went to this party. This is just after high school. We went to his party, but we weren't happy with this party for some reason. But actually what had happened was Pedro got paranoid. He says they're out to stab me.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, someone tried to stab me. And he went and hid in his car. And because I felt sorry for him, I went with him and stayed in his car. But I was pissed as well. But what had happened was he was sitting in the back seat and he felt a bit crook. And he rolled the windows down and he'd had a spew beside the car. And because I had a sympathy spew. And I wound the windows down and I had a spew in the passenger side of the car. And the next morning we woke up and there were 2 piles of perfectly undigested McCain Super Fries crinkle cuts. Because we'd had that the night before. So anyway, we picked ourselves up from that incident and we drove home. I don't know why we drove back to my place. Oh, he gave me a lift or something. I didn't have a car. And he drove me back to my place. Anyway, the next day, Mum's gone, look at the state of you two. You don't look very well. And we're like, oh, yeah, whatever, Mum. And Mum's like, well, do you want a tea or a coffee? And I think Pedro might have said, yeah, could I have something? And Mum's doing a housework as she always does, and it was winter time. And I know it was winter time because Dad's brought in logs for the fire. Because we used to have an open fireplace. You remember that?
Fire.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
So anyway, Dad's put the logs in, and Mum's chasing after him with the dustbuster because he's dropping all the bark off the logs. But he's the best bit, and Pedro will never forget it. But shout out to him because this is one for him because he loves this story, and even to this day he bails Mum up over it. Mum wasn't satisfied with the shit falling off the logs. She's then proceeded to vacuum the fucking logs.
After they're next to the fireplace.
After they're next to the fireplace. So Dad's built a nice little stack of firewood, and Mum's come after him with the fucking dustbuster, and then she starts vacuuming the logs. Well, Pedro's seen this, and he can't believe what he's seen, and he's absolutely pissed himself. Fast forward 20 years later, Pedro's gone, hello, Mrs. Such and Such. And Mum's gone, don't you fucking start. And he goes, oh, I won't.
Oh, fuck, I just broke my chair.
Right? Because Mum's gone, you might be big and tough, Pedro, but I can still give you a smack. And he's fucking in his 30s at this point. But Mum and housework, they go hand in hand. She fucking loves it. She's like Doris Day. She runs around the house.
Yeah.
And she sings, such a feeling's coming over me.
She doesn't.
There's wonder in most everything I see.
No, she doesn't.
Not a cloud in the sky. She fucking does.
No.
She fucking does. And if it's not that, she's playing a record and it's
Fucking
whoa,
ABBA.
whoa, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, a little devil.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, mate, why do you think I'm the way I am? I grew up with that bullshit and I had
Do you
no say in it.
remember my mother's 60th? And there were a whole bunch of them on that back deck at Mum and Dad's place, and they were jumping.
Yep.
And I thought the whole thing was going to come down.
Yep. Do you remember that fucking patio?
Yes.
It wasn't built for that kind of punishment.
It was not built for like 20 women dancing to the songs of their youth.
And I'll tell you something, the songs of their youth were really grinding my gears.
I love you so much.
I know, I'm just going to keep doing it. Speaking of music, topic of the show is music. We want to talk about it.
Yay.
Want to talk about...
How's the show started?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it's like. It's a fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I love that word.
Clusterfuck.
Clusterfuck.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
that's my fucking life.
Yeah.
Disappointment.
You know, if there hasn't been at least 3 clusterfucks by Wednesday, it's a good week.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Let's talk about music in the 80s and the 90s. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to talk just about the 90s because I'm a big fan of the alternative grunge era of music, as you are.
Which
like
began in
Lisa.
the 80s.
Which began in the late 80s, yeah.
Yeah, about 86.
Pixies.
Yeah.
Pixies don't count.
Well, Bossa Nova.
Pixies don't count.
Pixies don't count.
You don't count.
Oh, I love it! Do it!
Worth the price of admission right there.
What, you don't like the Pixies?
I prefer my Pixies in very small doses, and since all their songs are about 80 minutes long,
Well, Pixies, like the early Pixies, like Bossa Nova, which is a lot of people say that influenced a lot of bands.
Nirvana. Hugely.
Nirvana was a massive influence, massively influenced by the Pixies.
Hugely.
You know, I'll tell you, my first band that I started, I say collecting music, but what I really mean is buying records in large quantities.
Yeah.
Was Living Colour. That was the band that got me into buying music.
Wasn't your first CD though Van Halen?
Yeah, 5150. Now the story with that, this isn't a RAM. Dad had bought a stereo, and you know how our parents were the fucking same, where they used to buy.
They had to have
the best hi-fi they could ever buy.
Yep.
Well, Dad bought a CD player in 1986, right, which was very early on. He's an early adopter, right? And he says he was. He's a laggard now. He's fucking hopeless. Like I keep saying to him, why don't you get Netflix? Oh, look, Foxtel. We'll pay you $120 a month for nothing.
well, he's already got a CD player. What more do you
And a record player.
I can't believe that generation's like complete.
Oh.
No,
I've told.
I
do you know
won't
me?
pay $120 a month for Foxtel.
Do you know how many times I've told
fucking
Dad?
annoys me.
I've told Dad so many times, I'll get a subscription to Netflix, and it's $18 a month for the HD pack.
Yeah.
Right? And you've got pretty much unlimited content. But he'll pay $130 a month for Foxtel, sit there and go, there's nothing on. Oh, fuck. There you go.
Oh, I've seen that.
I've seen that.
Or
I've seen that.
throw the remote when there's a fucking ad every 5 minutes.
Yeah, he goes on, oh, fuck it. Because he changes the channels and he goes, fucking ads. Fucking ads. That really grinds my gears.
It was a masterstroke, though, getting people to pay for television and still putting the ads
Well,
on.
originally
mate.
it didn't have
Well,
it, did it? And then
actually-
That was its appeal.
Your
Yeah.
dad actually was the very first person I saw that had Foxtel back in 1995, 96, and it never had ads.
No, it didn't have ads.
When your
That was
dad
its
got ad,
appeal. That
yeah,
was its appeal.
it was awesome.
They
And
had
then they
the
slowly
promos.
started to bring
Yeah.
it in.
To the point now where there are as many ads as there are on just regular
If
free-to-air.
not more.
Yeah, if not more.
Oh, it's bullshit now.
Except Channel 7, which
Oh, yeah,
is
Channel-
almost all ads.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the worst thing
With a
about
bit of my kitchen rules mixed in. Just
yeah,
to-
or,
but
Yeah.
but the
which
worst
I
thing
think is
about
less entertaining than the ads, to be honest.
but the worst thing about Foxtel is it's self promotion. You know it's fucking Foxtel, yet they're
Yeah.
promoting their bullshit.
their own internal shows.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the promoting the internal shows.
But
But
that's
why
how they
just
started
promote
with them.
Foxtel? Like,
But
I've
what-
already got it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to watch it.
Oh, it's
Maybe
bullshit.
they're trying to retain people. Maybe,
So-
maybe that's the big thing.
so
at the
for-
moment.
Maybe they
Upgrade
retain
your
more of them if they
package.
didn't have
Yeah.
so many fucking ads.
So for the any we actually do have one international listener. Apparently, I saw the metrics in,
Really?
in the US. Yeah, someone has subscribed.
So
or
for
fo-
anyone who is not
Yeah, that's
a
right.
local Australian,
Yeah.
Foxtel is basically
cable.
our cable TV.
yeah, and it's bullshit.
And really, there's not many options
And
here. We
it's-
have Foxtel or Foxtel.
It's not like the US where you have,
It's
you
a
might have 8
monopoly,
different
but
cable
it's a
companies to
friendly
choose
one.
from.
That's a friendly one by Rupert Murdoch
He
because
had
he's
2
friendly.
and one of those
So
merged into
friendly.
the other.
yeah.
Yeah. No.
Now we get totally screwed with cable TV here. They're taking the piss. The only alternative's Optus, but that's
No,
streaming.
that's
isn't
Foxtel
it?
as well.
That's Foxtel now.
Yeah.
That's Foxtel now. Yeah.
The only other,
what's they call
there's
it?
groups like Select TV.
And Fetch. So what's that? Is that the same
Fetch.
thing?
No, Optus Fetch is
TVs.
Foxtel.
Yeah, Select TV goes broke every couple of years anyway. And then the last company I worked for actually was in an office that had previously been used by Tarbs, which I think controlled Select TV.
Yep.
And they were going good because when we stepped in, there were still file cabinets with all their files still in it. It looked like someone had just walked in and said, "Right, everyone, fuck off! You've just get out."
It's like a hospital in Ghost Adventures.
And well, we saw the.
Oh, have you ever seen Ghost Adventures?
It's not that shit you showed us last time we were here.
Yes, probably.
Probably.
It's my favourite thing in the world.
Is it they sit there
They saw a ghost
Yeah,
using a
right.
Kinect, a stripper, dancing on a pole in the last episode, and it was the greatest
They
thing
saw
ever.
a stripping ghost.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
See,
Beautiful.
that is a question I have. Why are all ghosts, from the 1800s?
No, this was a recent one.
Yeah, this is the thing. I
Yeah.
would be more likely to believe a ghost that died.
This was like 15 years ago, apparently, the death.
Well,
So
that's fine. But
Yeah.
all ghosts are from the 1800s.
No,
wearing
they're not, man.
bonnets.
wearing bonnet.
Like this.
No, this was a stripper.
No, they're not. I've told the story that I've now seen 3 mediums. I saw one last week. I told you on the way up here. They said that these three different people
Yeah.
have said to me the exact same thing 3 times now.
Yeah,
And
they're all working off the same text.
yeah, that's right. They work together. No, but they say the same spirit is
Is attached.
attached to me somehow, and it's the same person I told you about.
Okay.
So this one that I saw last week said the same fucking thing again, and it's the same person that's that was.
It's funny that's how cold reading works.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Look at Lisa.
I mean, surely it would be more of.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know
know.
either, but,
I don't
yeah.
know. I could look. It could very well
If you
be
re-
total bullshit.
If you
Oh, yeah,
repeat the same
absolutely.
process, you should come up with the same results. So, yeah.
exactly my point.
Yeah, that's.
But they were very specific, is what I'm saying. Because it would be very easy to say, "Oh, it's a man." Okay, yeah, cool. But it wasn't. It was very, very detailed, and that detail has been repeated now 3 times by 3 different people. And that's where I say, well, I don't know. It's very possible that it's bullshit, but I don't know if it is.
Well, you never go.
There's a lot of doubt now. Like if the first one I saw, I went, yeah, okay, whatever. The second one I saw, I went, oh, that's interesting. You've repeated what the first one said. And now the third one has said the same shit, almost word for word. And I'm like, and in very, like, quite a bit of detail. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's totally
That's because in the
true.
back they've got a CRM that keeps.
Yeah, they've got a camera.
It's a little just
bit of
text message.
bit of
Tell him it's this, and it's standing
yeah,
behind it.
bit of facial recognition. as
Yeah,
you
I
walk
don't
in the
know,
door.
man. I don't know.
Pulls up your
I don't know. I mean,
pulls up your customer profile.
I don't know. All I'm saying is, I'm not a complete believer, but I'm not. If I'm going to use the Scientology shit, I'm not an SP, because I see some. That's a rabbit
Doesn't
hole.
take much to be an SP, mate.
Not in their world.
You basically have to say Scientology shit, and then that
well, you
you're
don't
an
even
SP.
need to say that. You just need to have some sort of inkling that Scientology
No,
might not be
Oh,
fabulous.
God, we should cut it out because my spirit person is L. Ron Hubbard. He
know
he
what?
follows me around telling me stories.
Do you know what? Okay, people put shit on him, but I'm going to defend him for one thing only. Battlefield Earth as a book was pretty cool.
Yeah, but
It was
every
crazy.
other book he wrote was shite.
Yeah, but Battlefield Earth
and he
was
wrote
good.
a lot of shite.
Yeah, but Battlefield Earth was pretty cool.
Didn't he write more than any other person ever?
Yeah, he wrote. And
There
then,
are more science fiction books.
Yeah.
It was at the time. I don't know about now, but certainly at the time, he was a prolific writer. But I mean, he knew it was all about money. You know, we have to get religious status so that we can,
Make
so that we're
shitloads
not
of money.
taxed.
he lost a lot of credibility wearing that sailor's outfit. He lost it for me.
By the way, we still haven't talked about music yet.
Yeah, let's get back into that.
I'm just cognizant of time.
We did.
How long have we been recording this
Oh,
bullshit?
fucking way too long.
Now tell me.
I'll tell you. Oh,
And we'll
fucking
wrap it
wrong
up.
one. Fuck off, Siri. Go suck me. 57 minutes.
That's not too bad for us.
all right.
All right, we've got half an hour and we'll wrap it up.
Pause it for a second, or
What are you going to pause it? No, you can't pause this. This is
I've
live.
got the fifth at Soul coming. Fourth
Oh,
at
if I
Soul
can get,
coming.
you can do that.
You can do it. Yeah, that's what we should have on the podcast. You should have your predictions for
Steven's tips.
Stephen's tips for
It
the
might be
coming
a bit
week.
late by the time.
Well, that's
people-
what makes it
And
hilarious.
we'll call it the spit roast.
spit roast tips. The tips of the spit roast.
Today's Eiffel Tower.
Do it. Do it. Do whatever you got to do, Steve, and we'll keep
Take me to-
talking. So, spit roast doesn't like the Pixies.
No,
And I don't like all the Pixies either.
I don't like all the Pixies.
I don't hate the Pixies. I just find them extremely boring. That's where the
That's
Breeders were good.
interesting. The
The
Breeders.
Breeders were kind of like the Ramones version of the Pixies.
Yeah, that was Kim Deal on her own, wasn't it? She went on
The sisters.
the sister, but wasn't it Kim Deal? She was in the Pixies, and
She
went,
was, yeah.
and she went with her sister, and she created the Breeders.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Which were
don't
basically
find
Pixie
the
songs,
Breeders
but-
that much more interesting than I do the Pixies.
Yeah, but if you don't like a Breeders song, it's over in about 90 seconds.
That's true. That is
doesn't
very
keep going
true.
on
It
and
doesn't
on.
go for 8 minutes. That's true.
So, what were the highlights for you? Obviously, Faith No More.
Actually, I want to talk about lowlights.
Lowlights, okay.
Right Said Fred. The 90s gave us Right Said Fred.
Oh, that was shit.
Yeah. It also gave us Aqua.
Oh, Barbie Girl.
Hang on, settle down over there.
Yeah, but she was smoking though.
Yeah, no, I could have watched her all
Yeah,
day.
she was fucking hot.
If
Her
you
and-
didn't have to mute her.
Her and Sabrina.
Oh,
Really?
yeah, she was smoking.
Really?
How many times did you pause that bit of the
Oh
film
yeah,
clip?
man. Yep,
Oh,
yep. All right,
huzzah.
what's your other lowlights? Lucky Lisa.
Black Box.
Right on
That's
time.
the one.
Right on time.
They were,
That was some
awful.
shit.
Also, Dr. Alban.
Oh, that was
Sing
Saint
hallelujah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Time for Guru. 1990 is Time for Guru.
Hey,
I'm not necessarily saying
Guru Josh.
Guru Josh was a low light. I'm just saying that
Whose law is it anyway?
What else was a low light?
There's a lot.
there's a lot. Creed.
Creed with arms
Hang on.
wide open.
I just heard the news today.
Mind you, after he fucked off, Alter Bridge are pretty rad.
I like Alter Bridge are cool, but
Yes, but
they got the
small beginnings.
They got the stigma of Scott Stapp, who was the lead singer of Creed.
Yeah.
That's carried them. That's followed
Creed.
them. They
Yeah.
can't do nothing that Alter Bridge can
Well,
do.
musically, they still sound fairly similar. They're a bit harder potentially. But
Well, that's Tremonti. He's actually a pretty good guitarist.
Yeah. But
And Miles Kennedy's
Miles Kennedy's
not a
fantastic.
bad singer
He's
at
a
all.
fantastic
Yeah.
vocalist.
So what's the other lowlights?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, the 90s gave us awful, awful music. It did.
What about the 80s? You were bitching about that as well.
Hate Built This City on rock and roll.
That's Starship, but they go beyond. They go before that.
Well, I mean, that's a great tradition, though. That goes from Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah.
Worked through to Jefferson Starship.
Yep.
And then through to
they weren't
Starship.
just
But they did. What was it? What's that song they did in the 60s? Jefferson Airplane. The Rabbit.
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
No, it's a really trippy song.
It's the Alice.
White Rabbit. Is it the White Rabbit song?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something like
That's actually pretty cool.
It is a good song.
Yeah.
Yes, but then we built this city on.
They became very, very commercial,
By
man.
the time Starship occurred, there was only one original member left. In fact, I don't even know if she was an original Jefferson Airplane. I think she got picked up at the Jefferson Starship point.
Period. Yeah, the 70s period.
And then, she was the only one to continue on
Yep.
to Starship. And even then, I think she only did the first album. And
Yep. Knee Deep in the Hoopla. That's the album she was in, and that was in 1985.
That woman.
I don't know if the 90s had some piss poor stuff, but then so have most decades, like Flock of Fucking Seagulls.
Oh, come on.
Jesus.
I ran so far away.
Just like lyrically.
Well, the 80s did
Unfortunately,
have.
he took his microphone with him.
Yeah, the 80s did have some pretty awful bands as well.
Yes.
But I mean, when I was doing a little bit of research when I heard the topic, I thought,
Yep.
the sort of the 80s was the start of a few things, but also the end of, well, largely the end of one thing, the novelty comedy song.
Yeah, hit us with it.
Well, there was any number of them, like, say, The 12th Man and
Oh, yeah,
Ostentatious
yeah. Yep.
and all that kind of thing. Like, you don't really get that
No,
anymore.
you don't. You don't get
No.
comedy records anymore, do you?
Well,
Really?
I suppose technology they're all on video now.
Like
And-
Rodney Rude.
He used
Yeah.
to always release an album.
Yep.
Yep.
Vinyl. Dad had them all on vinyl.
Well, Kevin Bloody Wilson still does, but I mean, they never charted terribly high either.
No.
No. The only novelty thing I can think of that isn't from an artist that was established in the 80s was probably the Crazy Frog. And
Oh, that's a fucking mobile phone ringtone, isn't
Well,
it?
it did
go-
look it up
etc.
and see how many countries that went to number one in.
That's fucking frightening.
Well, I would have thought it'd go in India. 'Cause
That's
it's
frightening.
2005 was it?
That's just...
No, I thought it was the
And-
90s.
No,
no,
definitely
no.
in the
It
2000s
was in the
because
2000s.
it had to be late enough for people's mobile phones
Yeah, it
to
was a
be
mobile
annoying
phone
enough.
ring, wasn't it?
But it still sold as a single,
Oh, okay.
and
Who
people.
would buy that as a single? I'm just shocked.
Isn't that just scary?
I think I know who would.
Who?
You're going to have to beep it out.
Who?
Indians. Because it sounds like them.
I'm leaving that fucking in there.
No.
'Cause that's the funniest shit
That
ever.
can be,
You fuck. Is that what you hear in your house all the time?
Yeah, Right. Hey, can you quickly insert the Kingswood Country theme if I tell the monkeys to roll it?
Yeah.
I would.
Roll it, monkeys. Right, so the other day.
I'd be fascinated to know how much jizz is going to be in every fucking lamb kofta you get from
Oh,
them.
I'm fucked.
Boogers and cum.
Cookies and cum. We talked about soggy sayos yesterday.
Yeah, we're talking about soggy sayos.
Get yourself ready for some boogers and cum.
This buttered chicken's extra creamy today.
So Dad walks down my driveway,
The special rating.
right? You know what the old man? You know what the old man's like? He's walking down the driveway. He's got no concept of space,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Fuck! It smells like curry in this joint."
God.
Oh, it's a cracker.
Cultural sensitivity.
There's your Kingswood Country segment for the day.
Yeah, my God. Cultural sensitivity 101.
No, he doesn't have any. I fucking love it. But they've got no right for it, have they? I mean, I was telling the story how they didn't want to be wogs, but he's driving an Alfa Romeo. You know what I mean? Well, they both were, weren't they? They both had
Yeah,
the...
Dad had
Yep.
an alpha as well.
Yeah. And he still looks like Super Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You do. There's such ones. Cash hiding.
Oh, in the
all of
fucking
that sort of stuff. Like that, Lisa, if anything ever happens to it, the documents are hid behind this false tie.
That's right. Do you remember the story? Do you remember the story of when Grandpa went up on the roof and he was pulling the money out of the rafters, but the fucking silverfish got in it and ate all the fucking spit roast.
Yeah.
It fucking ate the dollar bills or whatever the currency was.
I can imagine what notes they were too. They wouldn't have been singles.
No, I'll tell you, Grandpa lost his fucking shit. The silver beetle got in it. So low lights. Going back to that topic.
I'm still sticking with Aqua.
Aqua.
Because,
She was hot though, man. I can't.
Be hot, but you had to mute it.
If you want to be wrong,
that was
then
even
be
better.
Wrong. I don't care, but
what was that?
If you want to be wrong, then be wrong. That's fine.
What were the highlights then? Do you want to start with the 80s as highlights?
Yeah, Steve, go on.
Steve, hit us with the highlights.
There were so many.
I agree with Steve. I used to say no, but I as I'm getting older, I think the 80s had fucking awesome music.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff people don't realise were 80s as well.
Yes,
like
that's true.
The 80s is not a great term as far as I'm concerned because it's sort of from 88
changed
to
a
about
lot.
94
Yeah.
was more a group than, say, 80s or 90s.
True.
Like, say, someone like, say, Mudhoney or...
Oh, Mudhoney,
yeah. They all began in the 80s and Mother Love Bone
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. The whole Sub Pop.
Yep. What about Alice in Chains? We've got to fucking talk about that. Oh,
Yeah, no, they were
Lisa
great.
doesn't like them.
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Oh, yes.
I thought you hated them.
No. What planet do you live on?
Oh.
Well, we hear some of the things you say you like and we just presumed you wouldn't like.
Ask Steve what he's been listening to mainly recently.
Dokken.
No.
That's what we're going to talk about, Dokken.
Well, we can talk about Dokken.
Well, Dokken were brilliant.
Steve enjoys cello renditions of popular music at the moment. So that's,
Veseslava, if you're watching, I love you.
Well, we get a lot of followings these days. We're up to 3 people.
There's 3.
As we
At
sell
least 3.
T-shirts now.
How many of them are Bulgarians living in Dubai?
We got subs in Dubai. I'm sure of it.
Probably.
It's probably Vessi.
We're fucking
Because we're totally appropriate for
mate. We have
in.
taken off. You would not believe
So
it.
long as you can't understand English, it's a very
Yeah, well,
You're fine. Yeah,
That's all right. They can
the
work.
soothing
with it.
tones of the Australian accent.
That's right.
Yeah. Plus, we've all got, I don't know what it is with this family, but our laughs.
Terrible.
Oh,
Terrible.
They're so bad. They're
Terrible.
so bad. They could cut glass.
But I deliberately. He's got a muttly laugh,
Yeah, you do have.
and I sound like a fucking what do you call it? A
cock.
A cock.
And I just cackled.
Yeah, you just cackle.
Well, I'll sit downstairs at home and Lisa and her best mate will be there. And you can't hear what the conversation is, but then you just hear the Beavis and Butthead.
That's Mel. Mel does
Oh
that.
yeah,
She
Mel.
does the hair. Well, she does her.
Yeah, Mel does have that little.
She does. Yeah.
Shout out to her.
No.
There's no chance she's listening to this shit.
No, isn't she going to do merch for us?
Yeah, but she won't listen to it. I mean, she might.
She'll listen to the first 5 minutes of it and then
Yeah.
Oh well, that means she
That's
hasn't.
pretty much the same
But-
as anyone.
No, that's just the fucking intro. We're still deciding how to do the intro at 5-minute mark. And we warm up at about an hour.
What do you mean the 5 minute mark? We're about
That's
50
about 20
minutes in before we even
But
got onto anything.
That's right. No, and that's pretty typical.
Other lowlights. I like the lowlight topic.
No. So we were going with Steve's highlights.
Highlights.
Well,
Alice in Chains is one of them. We
Alice
can
in
agree.
Chains. There was a lot of grunge stuff. Even some of the pop stuff, especially the early English dance stuff, like say New Order and Pet Shop
Yeah, I like New
Boys.
Order.
Did you like Joy Division?
Yeah, fair bit different, but as much as they had almost all the same members, but very noticeable difference. But yeah, I enjoyed Joy Division. They were sort of rockier, I suppose.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, obviously.
Highlight
in the 80s for me. You'll hate me.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
The Smiths.
Oh, no, I don't hate you.
Yeah, so there used to be a rule on this show, wasn't it? It was like $1 if you said fuck, $5 if you said $50 if you said fucking Morrissey. Is there a less entertaining person on fucking earth
I love
than
it.
that miserable
I knew.
vegan?
I I knew that someone. I couldn't remember who it was.
It's not me. It's
I couldn't remember.
Clearly,
I couldn't. Now I know. Now I know who it
Oh
is.
God, I'm miserable now. Well, so's everyone fucking else.
Listening to your fucking
Oh,
mopey
Jesus,
shit.
just do it.
Couldn't be any more English.
Just fucking do it.
Highlight in
If
the.
you don't know how to tie a noose, get on YouTube. Someone will fucking show you.
Highlight in the 90s, only because I've been listening to it lately, Tool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and-
Huge.
Back when I used to do my radio show, we got, real early, like off the opiate
Oh, yeah.
stuff sent to us. And,
Tool is awesome.
Yeah, they were just brilliant
Brilliant.
from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
I mean, one thing you don't get now that you used to back
Is
then
an album from Tool? That'd be
well,
nice.
no, and also,
There's
but
supposed
you,
to be one coming.
Yeah.
but you used to have bands that were sort of semi-good would get an album deal. And by their sort of second now who's Cyndi Lauper?
Well.
But by their second or
Like
third
a
album, they'd be getting really
rainbow.
good. Whereas often a lot of bands' first albums back then were just tripe. There'd be like a single with 9 tracks to pad it
Yeah.
out. Whereas now, if you're not sort of spot on by the first album, in fact, now it's pretty much come full circle. Albums are almost a thing of the past. It's going to be like the old Elvis days where, you do 50
Singles at a time.
50 singles and,
Particularly in pop genre.
get rear-ended by your management and wind up
Get
That is the
rear-ended.
thing about
Voted
Tool is,
dead.
I mean, part of their reasoning for not being on any digital channel is, they build an album. They don't build individual
It's a story.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's like
that's.
Stabbing Westward. That's
Oh, I fucking love Stabbing Westward. Do you remember that Darkest Days, that album?
that is a dark album.
That is a very, very
That's a very-
difficult to listen
that's a
to.
Easy
very-
listening.
Oh, yeah.
That's my sleepy time
Put
album.
it on in the background and have a cup
That's
of tea.
how I used to lull my children to sleep.
I gave. This is a true story. A friend of mine who's coming here for a podcast. He he rings me up one day and he goes, "Oh, I got this problem with this girlfriend. What should I do?"
Listen to Darkest
"What?"
Days.
I said, "What, you coming to me?" I said, "Well, if you're really unhappy, just break up with her," because I didn't know what to say. And then he goes, "Oh, okay." And I said, "Well,
Thanks, Dr. Phil.
Thanks, Dr. Phil.
It gets even better." Because then I said, well, the topic went on to music, and I said, well, have you ever heard of this album called Darkest Days by Stabbing Westward? And I never heard of it. And I said, well, go
yourself a
find
favour.
it. So he went and found it. So he rings me back a few days. He goes, "Oh, thanks, man. I broke up with my girlfriend and I'm listening to Darkest Days." And he goes, "But I've never been happier." I went, "Oh, no. Jesus Christ."
Something broken with that.
Yeah, I broke him. That very difficult album. But that's kind of industrial metal, sort of kind
I
of...
don't hate the industrial side. I mean,
9 Inch Nails? Ministry?
I really like Ministry.
Yeah.
We saw Ministry at Big Day Out many years
I
ago.
struggled, man.
We saw them
We saw Soundwave.
Soundwave.
Was it Soundwave?
Soundwave.
Yeah,
Soundwave.
well,
But we
okay.
did see 9 Inch Nails at Big Day
Big
Out.
Day Out, yeah.
Yeah, and look, for some reason, 9 Inch Nails don't really do it as much for me.
Downward Spiral, though, was a
Yeah,
pretty...
Downward Spiral was, I thought, well, because it had a bit of guitar on it, sort of broke it up a little bit. The one issue with industrial metal is
Broke up
that,
the industrial side of it. Yeah.
well, it can get a bit much after a while.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty grating.
Just go sit in a
Well, I
factory.
used to have a radio show, and the show after me was the Christian metal show. And if there's one
Full
thing
of Creed.
Christians got into, no, they
Live.
love their industrial.
Really?
Yeah.
Christian industrial, really.
Is that what they'd be playing at the Hillsong?
Hillsong,
Who could say the Happy Clappers?
I haven't been in there for a while.
I thought-
Upsetting every religion.
I'm
today.
not...
This fucking nearly joined because he sees all the chicks there that are hot.
I
I've got a story.
you do realise they don't put out, don't you?
No. Well,
I've got a better
No,
story.
hold that for 2 seconds. No bullshit. I said to him, because one of our other cousins, he lives near there. But so you had to used to drive past the Mecca, which is the major place there for Hillsong.
I know, that was
And
it was near where I went to
Yep,
school.
yep.
Yeah.
So I said to him, fucking, they deliberately put the hottest girls out the front on a Saturday afternoon, so losers like me go, fuck, I should go to church. No
Yep.
bullshit.
They do.
And that's been
That is a
confirmed.
well-known
That's been
fact.
confirmed by people
Absolutely.
I
And
know.
that's a well-known thing all over the industry because when I was in Salt Lake City at the Temple, which is like their main
Oh, yeah.
campus, for the Mormon
That's the
church.
Mormons, yeah.
Yeah, they do a similar practice where they get the youngest and, geez, god diddly damn attractive ladies walking around that campus, and they come up to you and they go, "Are you part of the church?" And me, of course, say, "Nope." They go, "Oh, would you like a tour?" And I've gone, "Fuck, my dear, you can take me anywhere." At this time, I was with one of my colleagues who was also Mormon.
Oh, he's in like Flynn then.
Well, he's married, but at the same, he just smacks me. He goes, "You can't say stuff like
But
that."
he's a Mormon.
Why not?
He's a Mormon. He can get married again.
Exactly. What's stopping him?
What's wrong with a bit of polygamy here and there?
Just keep going back to the well.
It's good for the gene pool.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, Hillsong. My trainer was a Hillsong recruiter.
really, recruiter.
Yeah. So apparently they groom them from early
Good choice of word.
mid-teens. Groom.
Well, they do, and
Yeah.
they have to be a certain like look, and they have to have a
Clean
certain
cut.
yeah.
You mean
So I clearly fit
You
in.
mean just hearing stories about an executed Jewish heretic isn't enough to get people in?
There's got to be some.
I fucking love him.
There's got to be some excitement.
I want you to come every week, spit roast. You're fucking the
You have
best.
to do it remotely.
Yeah, can we?
I can do that.
Can we?
Yeah, of course I can.
Because you can just rant like I do. Just go fuck the.
Just
fuck
do it over
this,
Skype or something.
This fucking vegan.
This fucking vegan.
Fucking vegan.
That's another one. You're gonna have to do a lot of editing for this one.
We've all dropped.
So okay, so we talked about lowlights, highlights
Highlights.
of that era. In terms of bands,
80s, 90s.
yeah.
I'm gonna actually.
There was the day Fandomus broke up. That was a highlight of the
Come on.
Okay, can we get it out?
Yeah,
Let's
come
get
on.
it out. This
No,
has
no,
been
no.
brewing for fucking weeks.
I pulled out the director's cut album Phantomus the other day, and it is brilliant.
No, it is absolutely
No.
fucking awful.
No, it's brilliant. No,
It is frankly
You
the
have
least
no-
musical thing I have ever heard.
No. It's amazing. So,
My car had a damaged diff and made more musical sounds than Phantomus.
No, you're so wrong. I mean, you're just so wrong. It's frightening. It's just frightening. You have no clue. None.
So tell us what you think about Mike Patton in general.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, come on. Oh yes, I would
Yeah.
like a fully.
Let's get it. Let's get it out, man.
Mike Patton can sing, he just chooses not to.
Oh my god! I want to stab you so hard. How does he choose not to?
I think I'd rather be stabbed than have to listen to him. That would be the...
No one understands this.
Well, he's
version.
retired now.
No, he's not. And this is going to kill you. I'm gonna have to kill you.
Well, wasn't there an official announcement?
No,
that he
he's-
No,
retired?
there was not, and we know. We all know it wasn't fucking true.
No, there was a-
because
It was on his Facebook
it
page.
wasn't on his motherfucking Facebook page. I can't tell you how much this irritates the shit out of me. It was just not true.
But there was a Twitter announcement as well.
It was just wishful thinking rather than...
Oh, man. I can't understand your aversion to him. No, he's not retired. What is the aversion? I
What,
don't
retired?
Get
That would involve him getting a job, wouldn't it? That
He does video games.
it. He does
well, there
video
you
games.
go.
Well, and he's got
We
a.
watched a movie.
he-
He'd done the score the other
He's
night.
he's got the record label too. Is it?
Yeah,
Ipecac.
he
Ipecac,
produces albums. Yeah.
Yeah. Who he's got the Melvins,
Oh, I love the Melvins.
Butcherettes. They're awesome.
Did you ever like the Melvins?
don't know if I
Melvins
really
are-
listen to an
They're
awful
not
lot.
exactly easy listening.
Hard,
No, they're
hard
not.
listening, man. Really
Yeah.
tough. Yeah.
Is it really meant to be difficult to listen to things? Isn't...
Well, as I get older, the answer.
Interesting.
You know what?
Interesting.
It's like a wine that
No, but as I get older, I'm with you. I don't
like a
want
port.
to sit and go, fuck, I need to listen to this album 20 times to like it. I want to like it the first couple of times I listen to it. But when I was younger,
Yeah.
I used to say, you know what, I'll live with it, and it needs 20 spins before I get it. I don't want
Yeah.
to do that anymore.
But
you know,
do you now find that those albums that you were listening to back then that were hard listening
they're
then?
they're classics.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Like now you couldn't do it
Well,
with new
I'll
stuff.
give you an example. Mr. Bungle's Disco.
Volante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disco Volante.
is
better than
your mom and your dad
too.
too.
She knows nutrition well. That's why I'm trim and lean. Because she cooks, she cleans, she lies, she says.
I'll put it this
I'm
way. Anyone who can do a
handsome.
duet with Peaches and have Peaches be the better singer
He's never done a duet with Peaches.
Yeah, he did that stupid bloody.
I think
I'm
he
a
did.
man, yeah, you forced me to
That
listen to it
wasn't with
8,000
Peaches.
fucking times.
Because it wasn't with Peaches.
Was it? Was it?
No. Her name,
Sounded like her.
it's not Peaches.
You're gonna have to do a lot of
It was
editing.
almost as bad.
It was on the Lovage album. You remember the Lovage
Oh
album?
yeah, but see, my
You said it was Peaches.
No, I've
he,
never said it was
my
Peaches.
pattern does frustrate me a little bit
Yes.
because
But he does stuff he wants to do.
I know I get
Then why
it,
am I expected to listen to it?
Well,
is the
you're
issue.
not, but I'll listen to
but
it.
but you can't keep up with him.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's my problem. Like I would have loved. Part of me wants him to do what a lot of other people want him to do, which is go mainstream and just stay with fucking Faith No More. And if you can't stay with Faith No More, stay with Tomahawk. You know what I mean?
I liked
But he can't
Tomahawks
do it.
Down the Back of the Lounge album.
What?
I can't remember what the official name was, but as soon as I
That's the
found
one
it,
he hid down the back of the lounge, so I couldn't find it. So
I was just going to say, because I'm telling you
I don't
now,
remember that album.
I was trying to figure out what the fuck was that album.
No. But see, here's the thing. Like, yeah, okay, people want him to go mainstream and the rest of it. He just
Doesn't
what
want to
he
do it.
wants to do.
I know, but it annoys me.
Here's a classic example of not giving a.
I know,
fuck.
but he annoys me.
Exactly.
But so does James Maynard Keenan annoy me because the guy hasn't. They fuck around with that album.
No.
get-
Okay, so Maynard's a little bit different because,
he's talented for starters.
Well, he's very. No, he is. I agree with it. He's super talented.
Yeah, but he.
What? Anyway, continue.
So going on the Maynard route,
Do you think he's a good vocalist?
Who?
Maynard Keenan.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Yeah.
because it's not his fault that album has taken 15
It's the band.
years, right? So he was the first one to come out and say, I would just rather go play with my other friends in, the various other gigs that I'm doing around town
Yeah, he's a
because they've
perfect
got their
circle going.
perfect circle. They get their shit together. They release an album.
They did an album. They
Whereas
released-
with Tool, they finish writing the music first. They call him in, and then within a couple of weeks, he's finished. That's how it works with that
yeah,
particular
Perfect
band.
Circle did release an album.
They just
but I
released
didn't
an
like
That's
it.
a sign
I
you're a
didn't like it.
popular bloke, isn't it? When the others all go do everything and then
Yeah, and he
come on,
gets
buddy.
frustrated with it. He's like, it shouldn't take them 14
But you know
years.
what? That's his side of the story. I got a feeling
Well, maybe
he'd
they
be,
should
he'd be
replace
tough
him
to work
with,
with.
replace him with Axl Rose. Then he seems to think that's an acceptable period of time to do an album in.
Did you ever like Guns N' Roses?
Yeah, for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, see, I am not a huge Gunners fan either.
No, I like
Appetite for Destruction was great.
Destruction.
Appetite
was
for
a good
Destruction is
album.
fine.
Yeah.
Use Your Illusion 2 is just garbage.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
That was them trying to fill out a double album, which is
Yeah, which they
bullshit.
should not have done. They should have compressed the good songs off each. But the next time I hear do 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 in November Rain on the drum kit, I'm gonna fucking stab someone.
Yeah, I don't like that song at all.
That is the worst drum fill in music
Yeah, but
ever.
But you know the band didn't
I'm
like
gonna
that.
agree. I'm gonna agree.
But you know the band didn't like that.
No, but that was all Axel's.
That's
Yeah,
his
that-
Magnus opus. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the biggest pile of smoking shit I've heard. And they get away with it because the fucking bogans who don't know better love that shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there was some good songs on those albums.
Yeah.
That joint album, great stuff on there, but the majority of it was
Yeah,
filler.
you probably could have made an EP out of it.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to ask Steve this. What are your favorite? What's your favorite band?
Duck.
Favorite band does tend to change a bit with my mood.
Rush?
But
Was it Rush?
would probably
I
have to be
fucking
the
love
cons-
Rush.
The most
Yeah.
consistent
Oh.
over the years
It's
in
such a
number
it's
of
such a
styles.
boy band
So-
though. Like
Yeah.
it really is
It's
a guy's
but it's
band.
a music's band. You know what I mean? Like it's a thinking person's band because it's like nerdy shit. You know,
It is.
they're
It's-
kind of like
yeah.
the lyrics.
Speaking of nerds, did you
Yeah.
see there's a new Weezer album?
Yeah, there is.
And it better be all
It's
right.
covers.
Is it?
It's
all
Is it
covers.
all
Yes.
covers?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
covers.
They've been steadily releasing.
I've
them.
been copying a few singles here and there.
It's
but I
real.
didn't
They
realise
do
it was all-
Aha's "Take on Me."
Yeah.
So it's basically a covers
Yeah, they did
band.
Africa.
They did Africa, Toto's
They
Africa.
did Africa ages ago.
Yep, that's on this album.
Yeah, it's on the album. Elisa's been getting a lot of cover versions of Africa sent to her.
I love the first Weezer album, the Blue album.
Blue album's
And I love the
fantastic.
Green album
Yep.
with Hash Pipe on it.
Yep.
And then it
But
kinda
after
lost it
that,
after
they
that.
kind of Pinkerton's good as well.
Yeah, Pinkerton's a pretty good.
But after that,
They
I'm
lost
done.
Oh,
I'm done.
No, I really like the White Album.
Oh, the surfing type album.
Yeah, it's
That's
got a
like the
little bit of
Beachy
to it.
Boys album. Yeah.
I really like that album. They did good there.
So why don't we go around the table? So we got Rush as your favourite
He
band
loves
of all
Rush,
time.
yeah.
Lise, what's yours?
What about
Faith
Dokken?
No More.
Faith No More?
Yep.
Would you put Dokken ahead of Rush?
Probably not. Like, They were a bit more limited than, say, Rush have played over a number of styles over the years.
Rush is so creative, man.
Sort
They're
of prog
awesome.
rock through to synth rock to regulation rock. Whereas Dokken, as great as they were, they did the one sort of glam thing that...
They also ate, like, Rush, they're not my favourite. I get it. I enjoy it. But they, for whatever reason, have not aged as badly as Dokken. Like, Dokken
feels
so
old.
of its time.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know if the music's aged quite as badly as
more
the
the
film
vocals.
clips have.
I haven't seen one in a while.
is it what
How
do you,
often are you looking at that shit on
What do
YouTube?
you class?
Just occasionally.
Steve has a very busy
What
day.
do you class Dokken
I
as?
sent you
Glam
being
metal,
facetious.
Yeah, no, they were...
hair metal,
No, glam band.
glam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The term hair metal, I think, is a bit new, really. As far as I'm concerned, it's just glam.
Yeah, it's
But-
glam, isn't it? It's one and the same for me as well. I put one and the same. What are yours?
See, there's two that I toss up, and I kind of change depending on my mood. Deftones would have to be
Oh,
there.
that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Or Manchester Orchestra.
Oh, you like
really?
that? Okay. Okay.
Just depending on my mood.
I got
And?
three. I can't do it, man.
go on.
I can't do it. Stone Temple Pilots,
Yep.
Alice in Chains,
Yep.
and Faith No More. I
get
can't.
those.
I can't.
Yeah.
They're the three
Yeah.
for me. And there are outliers. There's Deftones, Tool.
Fucking love Deftones.
We established that, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Tool.
I like just the
Tool.
Tool is
Yeah.
that.
All right, okay, well, no, top 10 then.
Top 10.
What about
What, five?
albums? It's easier for albums.
Oh, is it? No.
Well, best album.
Just the ones that pop into your mind is like that were so influential, or you just remember that album.
Tool Anima.
That's one
Yeah.
for me.
Yep.
Without a doubt. I could listen to that all day long.
That is I think everyone would agree that that's a fucking
Yeah,
classic.
I'm going with Hole, Live Through This.
Oh, that is a good
We
album.
got memories from that one.
Well, you know what? I remember you and the friend that I was telling you about that I want to get, maybe.
Well, we used to play it together.
Yes.
We used to play in a
That,
band
that
together,
one,
yeah.
but I remember your friend Batty,
Yeah.
who was in a band. She loved that album too.
Yes.
Yeah, Too Fat for Tahiti was definitely one of the top 10 albums ever released.
He's being mean now.
Hey, it got a run in the Daily Telegraph.
It did. Yes. No,
Much, much to
I'm
the
going with
amusement
Hole.
of
That's a good one.
the
Yeah.
band.
You prefer that over Celebrity Skin?
Yes, definitely.
Because the Celebrity Skin was a bit more commercial,
It was good
wasn't
and
it?
it was very polished, and there's
Yeah.
maybe 3 good songs on it, but it didn't have that
Yeah.
to it that Live Through This did. That was awesome.
But if you're talking in terms of influence, then probably Pod by the Breeders are fairly...
That's a big
Yeah,
one.
in there.
that's a good one.
For me, Dirt by Alice in Chains. Such
Yeah.
a self-loathing album
Yeah.
of misery.
Yeah.
So just,
It's so depressing.
I just
But
remember, but I think Steve might have put it on one night while we were having a barbecue, and we're sitting there eating.
It's depressing.
This is not
It's
really
du-
dinner music.
It's not uplifting, is it?
Especially as you get towards the end of the album with Down in a Hole.
Yeah. Oh God.
Down in a hole,
No,
feeling so
if
small.
you're going to listen to dinner music, some jazz fusion or something. I've been really getting into the Aristocrats lately.
Have you?
I don't know if you've...
I have heard of them. I'm not familiar with their stuff. though.
Marco Miniman and Gary Govan, and they're really incredible musicians. But yeah, as far as influence is concerned, I suppose you're looking at what has... I don't know about album wise, but certain songs like, say, Fast as a Shark by Accept pretty much kicked off.
Oh, Accept,
thrash.
yeah.
They're
they're German band,
I
right?
think that was their third or fourth
Yeah,
album,
Accept are
wasn't
awesome.
it? 'Cause
I love Screaming for Vengeance from Judas Priest. I love that fucking album.
yeah,
If you're going to go back into the 80s metal,
Painkiller.
she doesn't like metal.
It's not that I don't like metal.
Oh, I mean that type of metal.
That sort of histrionic carry on
Oh,
doesn't really do
I
it
wouldn't
for
call
me.
Painkiller histrionic.
Painkiller was alright.
There's nothing but histrionic, but it was brilliant.
Painkiller was a great album.
That was a great album.
Yeah,
That was
Painkiller
I
was-
think that was probably my favourite Judas Priest album.
Painkiller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you listened to the new one?
They're
No,
very
I-
good.
They
album. That's
released
a
one
solid-
last
That's a
year.
solid album.
It's really good. It's called oh fuck, it's gonna kill me now.
Sorry, we can check it out later.
keep talking. I'll talk.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap this up pretty soon. If I had to go with an album, that's a tough call. White Pony sticks out in my head.
That's a good one.
Good one.
But if I had to go a Faith No More album, I'd go Angel Dust.
Yes.
That album,
Because that's a fucking great.
He's
It's
If
a
I had to go
dark-
Faith No More, I'd take Angel Dust.
Yeah.
you there was a comment.
But just going off Dano's Faith No More comment, but yeah, for me, White Pony, mate, I'd listen again. I could
That's
listen to that all
brilliant.
If we're going
day.
to go Rush, I'd probably have to go Hemispheres.
I
Yes.
fucking love Hemispheres, man.
Yeah.
Firepower was the new Judas Priest album that came out last year. Firepower, and
have
it's
to-
really worth a listen.
I actually don't listen to that much metal anymore, as much as I used to do a radio show of nothing else. But I
I
actually
listen
listen
to
to
a lot more of it than you do.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of country and western and
Do ya?
bluegrass now.
Really?
Yeah.
You fucking sold out, man.
Mustard Courage and
Jeez, man. That move, man.
Hey, I'll tell you a band that just popped
It's
into my
changed
head. Lucky Lisa.
Yes.
Remember Regurgitator?
Ah, yes.
We saw them quite a few times
Yeah, at the Metro.
We saw it at the Metro first.
at the Metro, but
Didn't they play with Tism?
Yes, they did.
They fucking
Wasn't that
did,
wasn't that a weird motherfucking band? Are they still around? Surely not.
Don't
No,
think so.
I
They
don't think
wrote
so.
like
no.
2 songs that were
No.
like radio.
Yeah,
There's a
it
couple
was
of '90s
worthy.
bands that were.
Regurgitator, Living End.
Living End is still
Custard
around.
was another
Saw
one.
them a
Custard
couple
was
years
another
ago.
one.
Custard, yeah.
I was never a fan of Custard. I thought they sucked.
Tumbleweed.
Oh,
He's wearing
now,
a shirt.
now, can I tell you a little mini ram?
You got to be
can.
quick because we're fucking running out of time.
Okay, here's a little mini ram. When I went to uni, there was a guy I went to uni with. We only know him as the name of Bonga, for obvious
Can you
reasons.
tell the Bonga story?
No, but this is part of Bonga's story, right? Now, Bonga, this is no
it's a
bullshit.
rich tapestry.
Bonga,
Anyone with the name of Bonga is clearly
Mate,
a rich tapestry.
I'm telling, even the lecturers called him Bonga, right? Now, what happened was, Bonga used to say to everyone that he played in a band, that he was in a band, and everyone go, "Fuck off, Bonga, you're not
Yeah.
fucking in a band." And he goes, I'm in a band. And everyone would go, "Fuck off." He goes, "All right, I'll prove it to you." And so one day, we had a band night. 'Cause remember I told the story that
Yep.
bands used to play
yeah,
at our
they
uni?
used to. They don't do it anymore.
Had the Hoodoo Gurus come out one time. This is fucking ages ago.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
Terrible.
yeah, it was all right. Anyway, what happened
Depends how
was,
stoned or drunk you are at the time.
we had a good night. Don't worry, we had a good night. So Bonga, he had a house. He was living in a house near the uni, right? And so he came out and he was big into music.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, I'm in a band. And anyway, he says he's playing this music and it was some thrash metal. And I go, "What's this, Bonga?" He goes, "Oh, it's a new band I found. They're called Anal." No bullshit.
How am I going to bleep that? That's
I
the name of the
don't
band.
know, but you can try it, and it was beautiful. And anyway, one of these girls who loved him. I've never known a chick that was more in love with this bloke, and this guy didn't give a fuck. And he
That's why she loved it.
Oh, mate, the more that he
Yeah.
didn't give her the fuck, the more
Yeah.
she wanted.
Yeah.
She used to go down the street and go, "Oh, can we please do it, Bonga? Please, please." No, but she was... I'm telling you now the fucking stories. And so anyway, Bonga, she said one night, because he said, "I play in a band and you all laugh at me, fuck off." And she goes, "You don't play in a band." And he goes, "Yes, I do." And she says, "Oh, what type of band?" He goes, "Oh, we do covers, no bullshit, of Tumbleweed." And he came out...
Tumbleweed tributes.
Right?
Tumbleweed tribute.
Yeah,
band.
it was.
Fuck me.
And you'll have to tell me the name of the song. And he came out and he goes, "This is my demo tape." And he put the demo tape in, and it was that song that goes,
Sundial, I'm guessing.
"Throw that stone away."
Oh,
or,
man.
and it was it Mary Jane?
That was
Sundial.
Sundial.
Yeah, Sundial.
Yeah.
He fucking sang it. And then this chick still didn't believe it. She goes, "You didn't sing that." And he said, "All right, stop the tape." And he fucking sang it for us. And you've never seen a bunch of guys go like this with their mouths wide open like this, going bullshit. Bonga played in a band and he was lead singer, and it was a Tumbleweed tribute band.
How many songs can you get away
He
with?
did it in about
Tumbleweed
15
tribute
minutes, he
band?
said. It was the easiest gig he ever had. He did Tumbleweed songs
Well,
for
they
15
probably did a
minutes.
15-minute set and were told to fuck off
Yeah.
before the real band came.
But-
We saw them. We saw Tumbleweed when? Last year?
Yeah.
Early last year.
Mm.
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, out of... Cause it
They were they're underrated.
yeah. Well, they had... We had Tumbleweed, Veruca Soul.
Mhm.
Oh, another band from the
Oh, I
90s.
love Veruca.
Living End.
Living End.
The
Lemonheads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the
This was up at
masturbation
the
people.
Hunter Valley.
The what?
The
Yeah.
the masturbation people. What were they called?
Masturbation.
Do you remember-
Dang it.
Fauves.
The Fauves.
Oh, yeah.
They were shit.
Do you remember
Yeah,
Do you remember the song that used to
They
go?
they played like they hadn't seen each other for a long time.
Since the 90s.
Yeah.
Do you remember the song that went detachable penis?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
King Missile.
Yes.
There you go, King Missile.
That's
There you go.
it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I almost got kicked off the radio for playing that on a Sunday afternoon while they had it on at the Yamba Bowling Club. And the little old ladies spat into their port and lemonade, apparently.
lemonade.
How did it used to go? I woke up and I couldn't find my penis because it was detachable.
Yeah,
No.
I woke up this morning to find my penis was missing again. It's detachable, you see.
Detachable penis.
I looked in the fridge because sometimes...
I looked in the cabinet. Sometimes I put it there. I don't know why.
How long have we been recording this bullshit?
Exactly an hour and a half.
I really don't like being without my penis for too long.
It makes me feel like less of a man.
Have we got
I really hate having to sit down and pee.
Have we got any other bands that we've forgotten that we want to talk about?
Yes.
Quickly.
Greenskeepers.
Oh, the lotion.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
That's right.
And when I'm done, I'll use your skull as a bowl.
Didn't really go on to bigger and better things.
Did it?
I
Didn't
fucking wonder
need to.
why.
How could you possibly top that?
Was there any other bizarre weirdo fucking songs? I can't remember.
Not that's gonna top something.
There was
like
Detachable Penis,
Yeah.
the lotion
that.
song.
The lotion song. That's about it,
That's
really.
yeah. Probably we'll finish recording this and go fuck. But anyway,
No, but the lotion song was outstanding. I
Mm.
mean,
Next level.
yeah.
okay. One last question, and we will finish this up.
I gotta fucking finish making lunch, mate. So
That's all right.
make
but
it snappy.
But what was? Do you remember the first album you ever got? Because I do.
Fuck.
Yes,
What was it?
it was Roxette.
You got the
Really?
look.
I got.
Are you going to admit to
I'm
that?
admitting to it.
Jesus, I'm trying
Oh,
to.
yeah.
What was
Mine-
yours, Steve?
I got mine when my mum and dad bought me a record player
I
when
love
I was
this. This is my
5.
favourite ever.
It was Bill and Boyd's greatest hits.
Yours?
Throw another wog on the shine.
Mine was, and this was actually given to me because the old man bought this for me. No bullshit. My first ever record, Van Halen 5150.
Oh.
So that's not a bad one to
That's
start
not
off
bad,
with. Yeah.
Jason.
I actually don't remember. I think it might have been Joe Satriani.
Oh, Surfing with the Alien. I bet you it was Surfing with the Alien.
I think I've still got the CD
Yeah.
right
I
there.
think it's the only album he ever put out that anyone
Wow.
bought, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but
He's
that
still around.
Yeah.
he still plays.
Wait a minute, we
Well,
talking
so's the guy from
only-
Racer
the
X.
first album you ever bought, or the first album was ever bought for you?
Okay, so that was the first time I ever bought.
Either.
Either
Because I never bought albums before this.
Well, the first time I actually went to a record store and purchased an album was Dokken, Tooth and Nail.
Oh, it's a fucking good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. What was yours?
It was Regurgitator.
Two Playing? Was it Two Playing? Yeah.
Yes. No, it was the one before that. Which was...
Oh,
what was it called?
something in what was
It
it?
was Blue.
Oh, that's New. It was called New.
That's it.
Yeah, it was called
Yeah.
New, and that had
I bought it at Castle
and you know
Records at Castle Towers.
and the first track off that album, Like It Like That. I fucking put money on it.
Can't remember.
Yeah, it was. We'll look that up. But it was New and it was Blue, and that was the EP. And because then they released Two Playing in 1996.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. You've
There you
been
go.
told. Yeah.
Hey.
Harry remembers that, but doesn't actually remember the conversation we had
I'm
yesterday.
telling you now.
Who knows?
Because interdimensional aliens took my brain and put it in a jar, and I don't know where it is. What was yours, fuckhead?
I told you the first one that I bought.
Yeah.
Joe Satriani. I bought it in the
Oh,
United
that's right.
States.
So I couldn't remember that he said that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
but I could
I
remember.
bought that in the United States when we travelled there in a band. Remember when I was in high school?
Oh, that's right. You came back with Adam Sandler CDs too.
I came back with fucking all sorts of
Yeah,
CDs.
he came back
but the
with-
very first one I bought was Joe Satriani.
He came back with an Adam Sandler CD, and he goes, "Oh, this is really cool. Play it."
It's
And
comedy
Adam
CD.
Sandler,
Back in the day when they
They
made
used
comedy
to,
No,
CDs.
they
but-
used to go around, when I was at uni, everyone had Adam Sandler.
yeah, and the Adam Sandler CD, I was
Sloppy
fucking.
Joe, slop.
Yeah, you know what else he said on that CD? He goes, I went to my grandmother's place. He goes, "Why don't you play with your cock and balls?
I still use that.
If you want to lie by the pool and play with your cock and balls, it's okay.
That was the same album as The Goat, wasn't it?
Yeah, the goat.
Yeah.
But you don't want to play with your cock and balls." On that note, we'll finish this up. If
Is
you-
cock and balls one word or two? One word or
One
three?
word.
It's one word, right?
Cock and balls.
Cock and balls.
You just want to play with your cock and balls?
It's one word.
This has been Invert the Y episode number something that he won't let me say anymore because that's some bullshit. Thank you, Lucky Lisa, for joining us, and Spit Roast Steve. Jason Relaxation's always part of it. He's going to have to do a lot of editing.
Because somebody keeps saying,
That's right, that's another one you got to say. I've been Retro Dan. Sorry that we ranted about music. I can't help it. I've been listening to it since the 80s. It's a rabbit hole I can't get out of. And you know what you can do, monkeys? Oh, there she goes again, the maid lady. She'll have to sit on that and vibrate. Roll it, monkeys!